And a good Saturday evening to you. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Here's our storm system with the heaviest precipitation holding back here, but it's starting to sort of arrowhead back in toward Vermont out of the east, heading east-northeast. And this is going to be the case, and the precipitation's only going to get heavier, especially as we get into the early morning hours on Sunday. Quick look at temperatures on the mesoscale. You can see temperatures warmest in the areas around Boston near the coast, and coolest inland with some pockets of relatively cold air, and some slight warming penetrating in from a little bit of a southeast wind. Okay, this is our mixing line of the European. You can see where the 0 degree isotherm is, 32 degrees Fahrenheit at about 850 hectopascals and about 4,000 to 5,000 feet. And basically this is where the mixing precipitation is occurring. It's mostly rain to the south, a bit of a mix to the north where this is undercut by colder air trapped near the surface. So this is the high tide mark. This is the way things shape up based off the European. You should see a jump here. There we go. And we get into, this is overnight. And we get into the morning hours on Sunday. At 7 o'clock right here, you can see that the mixing line is now into parts of southern Vermont. Now, again, this is based off the 12Z European model. And then that moves on through. You can see it makes a little bit more of a dent across portions of southeastern Vermont. And then it exits out, and we start to get much colder air wrapping back behind it. Let's take a look at the HRRR. This HRRR model showing snow on the increase, gradually overtaking all of the state toward midnight, and at much heavier levels beginning to work in now across some mesoscale banding across the southern four counties of Vermont. And that only increases. You can see the mixing line. This is about 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. We just start to see perhaps a tiny bit of mixing in the southwest corner of Vermont. And this will spread up just a little bit. But as we go over time, the precipitation still pretty heavy right there. Will start to lighten up from the west. At the last look here. And this is valid about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is Tropical Tidbits, 3-kilometer NAM model. Heavier snow starts to get in at about 06Z, 1 o'clock in the morning. You can see some of the snow bands depicted. This is about 3, there's 4 o'clock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Note this is depicted as sleet, a little tiny bit of freezing rain in the southern Bennington County. And then carrying that further, looks like the precipitation begins to break up just a little bit with scattered sleet or freezing rain showers, and then back to snow, according to precipitation type here for the NAM 3-kilometer. And this is the 18Z 4-kilometer wharf. You can see it's probably the most aggressive on the sleet, hitting up into parts of northern Rutland County and southern Orange County, kind of the high tide mark. And about the furthest north of the modeling, this is at 18Z. Freezing rain has a tendency to stay just mainly in the southern valleys, relatively brief, and then we scatter out the precipitation and back to snow. And the latest Google live traffic, starting to show some slowing taking place across, especially I-91 and portions of I-89, and that goes to Concord. Thanks for watching. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.